Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Marissa Bloedoorn. I am your host for today, and I am super excited to have with me my girl, Jennifer Foxworthy. She is my heart. She has a special passion for those who are in desperate need of advocacy, speaking up for those people who are victim to domestic violence as well as human trafficking. And we're going to go in and talk about just how that affects everyday life for these individuals, and how we need to be our brother's keeper, or in this case, our brother and sister's keeper. Welcome to Take Center Stage and Own It. Jennifer Foxworthy is in the house.
Woo woo, my
Woo
big
woo woo. Can I
sister.
get a woo? Can I get a woo? Can I get a woo woo woo?
You know how we do. You know how we do. I heart you, sis. Yes, 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 yes. So proud of you. And it is an honor and privilege to be on your show.
Mm-mm-mm. Well, we're going to put it up. We're going to pop up. We're going to go to the back, and we're going to let them see why you're here. Just your little flyer full of a lot of information. Unstoppable You Ministries is in the house. Jennifer Foxworthy. She is the host, visionary, and founder of Unstoppable You Ministries. This is a conference that goes all over the country, and they are you're celebrating the 25th what, because there's a combination of numbers with this, so explain
Yeah,
to
it's
us
the
what this is.
25th Unstoppable You Conference in within 9 years.
Mm, wow.
Yeah.
Share some of the states that you've been in.
We've been clear out to Washington State. We've
Wow.
been in Illinois. We were just in Phoenix, Arizona, the March of this year. We've been to Florida several times, Virginia several times. We've been to Georgia, North Carolina twice, and Charlotte, New Jersey. That's where we had you speak. What's up? Yes, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. Matter of fact, this conference is in my hometown, York, PA, and it's the seventh time of being in York, as well as it's that's where it all started from in November 2013, and then Maryland. So it's I'm like, don't sleep on it, and the fact that it keeps on growing and people see the value of it. And next year we're headed to Fort Worth, Texas, the Dallas area. That is March 11th. So we already got the tour planned out. March 11th is Fort Worth, Texas. Then we're going to bring it back to Southern Maryland, where I currently stay. That's July 29th. And then right back to York, November 4th.
Wow,
So
wow, wow.
that's the Unstoppable You Conference. Is making a difference, and I'm just humbled to be a vessel.
Wow, we're excited. Like I said, you talk about being proud of me. I am so proud of you. I love it because I can come in the room and sit down and see my sister just bring all of that energy, excitability, as well as really, really advocate for the population of people that God has called her to be the speaker of, like to be really speak on their behalf. And although we're excited, and you're just about sold out, you only have like a few more tickets left. And so, people, like she said, don't sleep on it. The registration link is in the ticker. I'll drop the link also in the comment section real quick. But you want to be here and support and bring awareness to human trafficking. I can remember, and I shared this conversation with you before, just a little earlier this week, and also before that, in regards to me driving Uber and Lyft. And I can remember when I first started driving Uber and Lyft in the Philadelphia area, um, a lot of the young ladies were getting in the car and they were so afraid. So afraid. And they were sharing with me that, folks were being abducted. Young ladies were being abducted, and that was new to me. Like human trafficking and all of that in the last 5 years is really new to me. I did not realize it, did not realize it to the level of which it's going on. And so this is something that's very, very important. And also, too, Jennifer, and you can share with the audience, you could be really looking at somebody. They could be coming to work every day, but they're being trafficked.
Absolutely. Because there you got labor trafficking, you got sex trafficking. So sometimes if you go to a restaurant, to a hotel, uh, to your local farms, they may have victims of labor trafficking. You have to be aware of the signs. And that's why I want to educate and empower our professionals that have um, that go into people's homes, like your satellite connections, your internet connections, where they got to go in your home to hook things up.
Mm-hmm.
They can be the first witness or first eyes to see and help somebody in need that has been in forced servitude. This is modern day slavery. Um, so it's everywhere. And then your sex trafficking. Just don't think of your entertainment spots, you know, where people come and just throw money at the a girl or a man or whatever or a
Or the
child,
strip clubs.
but it's also in your pornography industry. Not everybody is a willing participant, so
Mm.
your escort services. And then if you have someone taking pictures of a child under the age of 18 and that is transferred over, that is a federal offense, and that is trafficking. So people really need to be aware and educated of the signs and what it is and what it looks like.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember sharing with you the one incident where it really resonated to me. Something wasn't right, and I was thinking of it more of a pimp kind of, worker kind of relationship. I didn't think about trafficking, and it was one time when I was in the nail salon, and a young lady she broke down and cried. I don't even think she finished. This was years ago. I don't
I
even think she
remember.
finished my nails. I think someone else came and finished my nails because she just broke down. But it was interesting to see that she looked like she was a classy young lady, but she didn't look classy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
she was classy, but for some reason she was showing up less than classy. And she had on these high heels and these little shorty shorts, and it just didn't fit.
Yeah.
Like, something seemed off. This wasn't a young lady who just liked to get dressed up. You knew she loved her heels. You knew she loved her shorts, but I don't think that she would have wanted to put it together the way that it was, if that made any sense to me. And so,
Right.
because it was a little weird, I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not. Something is off here,
Yeah.
and I just can remember just feeling like, and then all of the cameras that were in the nail salon made me think like, what's really going on here? And this was in
Right.
Jackson, New Jersey, and so,
Yeah.
just thinking back and listening to coming to the conference. So at this conference, and it's November the 5th, correct? It's November
Correct.
5th. It's going to be in York, PA. It's
Yep.
10 to 3.
10 to 3:30.
10 to 3:30. And I can remember, sitting through one of your first conferences, and I was like, oh my God, because some of the things that we just take for granted when we're
Yeah.
looking at them, there's a reason why I felt like I did, is because I was seeing something. I just wasn't educated or aware enough to know what I was looking at. And after being in one of your conferences, which I've gone to a couple of them, being at one of the conferences, I got educated. So now I know. And so, share with the audience, what are some of the things that they could do without getting themselves into any, because I know that today everybody is mind your own business but see everything. You know
Right.
what I mean? They want to see everything but they don't want to get involved. How can they get
Right.
involved, right? Isn't it so sickening? But how can you get
It's crazy.
involved? It is. How can you get involved if your heart is compelled to say, oh God, how can you get involved and remain safe?
This is what I would recommend. It starts in the home. So, first off, if you have children, grandkids, regardless of what your age, you can make an impact. So, number one, it starts in the home. Having, when your child is at an age, 10, 11, 12 years old and above, that just like you would have a conversation, a good touch, bad touch, be mindful of the apps, that the social media apps that their friends are encouraging them to get on, like that TikTok and Snapchat. Those are traffickers. Those are well known by traffickers, and there's so many other apps. If you come to the conference, I'll have a it's like the 15 apps that parents need to be aware of.
Wow. That's good.
So know about your social media apps and put blockers, or constantly watch what is being exchanged if your child has a phone and is inclined to use these apps. Also, be mindful of the friends that they keep
Mm-hmm.
and the conversations that they're having, as well as what's going on in their school. Kids are socially influenced, and that is how kids are being recruited. So, for instance,
Wow.
gangs are doing a form of recruiting, and it's like labor trafficking. So, they
Mm.
realize a loophole. If you are over the age of 18 and you don't, you want to take out your enemy, so to speak.
Right.
If you do that, you're going to go away for a long period of time. However, if you recruit your 10, 9-year old, 11-year old, and especially in this economy where things are dire and single parents are behind on their bills, and things are just so desperate, they are paying, these gangs are recruiting these kids and say, hey, I'll offer you 20, $30,000
Mm-hmm.
to take care of this person, because they know that they are in that young age bracket and that the justice system will be lenient on them. See,
That's right.
this is where we have the hypocrisy. Our justice system will be lenient because, oh, they're a child, they didn't know any better. But yet, when it comes to transforming our bodies and things like that,
Right.
oh, well, they knew from birth or what have you what they wanted to be. So
Wow.
we can't use science when it's convenient,
Convenient for us,
be,
right?
because people are exploiting those vulnerabilities, Marissa.
Oh
So,
yeah, they are, and you got that right. And it's really up to parents to be the protectors and the
yes,
guardians of their children, the number one protectors of their children, and then have the tough conversations with their children so that they are aware of their surroundings. I can remember someone coming and visiting with me, and I kept saying, get your head. Now this is an adult. Get your head up out that phone so that you know your surroundings. You have to be
yes,
aware of your surroundings,
yes,
and that's critical. That's number one, because if you are sensitive to what's around you, what's around you is also realizing that you're paying attention. So you don't
right.
get snatched up. You don't get, because you're too alert. They're gonna say you're complicated. So let's leave that one alone. And that's
It
what you
takes a
will.
criminal, a person with a criminal mindset, it takes them less than 7 seconds to determine if you're a
Wow.
hard or a soft target. Less than,
Wow.
whether they are looking at how you walk, if you're distracted, if you look like you got low self-esteem, if you got a bunch of children that are following behind you or in front of you, or whatever the
Mm.
case is. If you are not aware of your surroundings, that sociopath, that asocial minded person, that criminal mind, less than 7 seconds to determine whether you are a hard or soft target.
Wow, 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 wow. And that's why it's so important for even if you don't feel the part, play the part. Play the part. You walk like you that's why I say you gotta own it, right? When you walk, you
Yes.
gotta act like you own the town, right? Because
Right.
if you don't, the town will own you. You gotta
Yes.
do that. It's the first defense that
Yep.
really sets the tone. It's just so very important. And
So
we
important.
can smile, we can laugh, but it is critical. And I know that as one who walks around and go different places, the first thing I do is I acknowledge that you're gonna be nervous. You're gonna be nervous no matter. Nervous is natural.
Right.
What is being proactive with your life and making sure being proactive with your safety is you have got to look like you know where you're going even when you're lost.
Right.
You have to look like you are not afraid even though you're like, what the heck, where am I at? Right? You got to do that. And then not only do you have to think that, then you have to own that thought and walk in the
Yes.
authority of it. You have to own that thought and walk in the authority of it until it becomes your heartbeat, until you really authentically feel that way. And that happens in just a matter of seconds, right? We think it, then we don't need to rationalize, negotiate with ourselves. The self-talk is own this, because you don't need anybody to assume that they can come and get you. You need them to feel like you're a threat to them, even if you know you're not. And then always have something with you.
Absolutely.
Always have something that you can grab and do something with, right? Right? Always have something. And if
And
you
that's why
have,
I like Damsel in Defense. They sell women's self-defense type products that you could carry in your hand, whether it's a whistle or pepper spray or a
wow,
stun
I like
gun,
a whistle.
depending on your state, and the restrictions. But also having, making sure your cell phone is fully charged.
Yes.
Um, that somebody is aware of where you're going, when you're expected to return, and again being mindful of who you're rolling with, because not everybody has your best intentions, because people will groom you to lower yourself, um the walls, to, like, oh, they're your best friend, and then they get you somewhere, and then it's a setup. So again, we have to use that intuition and just be mindful not everybody has our back, and teach our young boys and girls these things from the get-go. And I recently did so Unstoppable You Ministries. We're in the trenches on all of these topics, because when I did my 21.7 years in the Navy, I learned very well: be proactive, have a plan A through Z. You
Mm-hmm.
might not even need B, but at least you
You
got
have
plan
it.
B through Z if A doesn't work.
Yep.
And so, by educating and empowering people to know the signs, what it is, and their resources, let's be proactive instead of reactive. Because reactive, now that means a crisis has taken place, and now we have escalated from what maybe my organization could do, to where now you need to get 911 involved.
Right.
So if you can take the necessary steps to say, you know what, I'm going to educate myself,
Mm-hmm.
invest in yourself, and that's intellectual wellness. And I just want to encourage everybody to do that. Unstoppable You Ministries, we have hosted safety and self-defense workshops where we have had a martial arts instructor give a
Right.
presentation, who and it was so amazing. We did that twice, where he gave a presentation on improving your situational awareness, survival principles, and then towards the end, he had one of his students and he demonstrated certain ways to get out of
Wow. Yeah.
holes. Like if somebody wants to uh, pull you to them, you push. It's the pull push method.
Okay.
Because so instinctively we want to pull away when somebody is pulling us to them. No, you push them to throw them off balance. He
Mm.
also mentioned, as far as the way you park, number one, if it's at night, park under the light in the parking lot, but also pull all the way forward or back in, because if you just stop at that one parking spot and there's a barrier or a car in front of you and someone wants to do you harm,
You
all they
get
got
you
to do
stuck
is
in
box you in and you can't go anywhere.
Wow.
So it's about a mind shift, and like you said, owning it all,
Yep.
and that mind shift, and knowing that today I'm not trying to be the victim. I got
No.
enough knowledge to where I'm going to be the victor and I'm going to return home safely.
And that's
And that's what it's about.
and it's so important because honestly it's it's your life. Like this is your life, and you don't want to play with it. So
Yeah.
we going through this pandemic, we had a lot of mental health issues come
Yes.
up that people were overwhelmed. You got to deal with that. You got to deal with your
Yes.
how you see yourself, your self-worth, your self-confidence. You have got to invest in loving you. You've got to invest with loving you because people just regular folks will jack you up emotionally, mentally, right? Just regular folks. We ain't
Yeah.
even talking about the abusers and the traffickers. Just regular folks. So you gotta love yourself enough to spend some time with yourself, get to know yourself, do the investing. It's you
Yes.
know it does. You don't always have to do it alone. You got to search for your people. If your people are not your family, then you got to do the searching for your people. There is a life that is so fulfilling out here. That is so wonderful, so rewarding. And conferences like this are just a way that you can connect with a group of people that
Yes.
love on you. Because share with them, because do you still do the transformations?
We do. Matter of fact, to date, we have been able to bless 49 homeless men and women with a head to toe makeover in those 10 states. Over 80% of that 49 have gone on to where they are no longer homeless. That means no longer sleeping on somebody's couch, no longer sleeping in the woods, no
Wow.
longer sleeping on the streets, no longer sleeping in a shelter or a transitional home. They have a place that they truly can call their own. We help them with their household goods or food and gas cards, whatever it is they need. Unstoppable You Ministries, we fill the gaps. So today, for this conference, we have partnered with New Life for moms and children. They are recovering addiction transitional home for girls, for women who have graduated the New Life for Girls program.
Okay.
So this is their follow up for the women that has children. And these are recovering addicts who love the Lord, because it's a faith-based program. And we have two women that we will be blessing with a makeover. And I couldn't do alone. We have the makeup artist, the hairstylist, and the clothing boutique. And they get spoiled and loved on. And they walk out just transformed.
I
And
can
then
imagine.
what's new since with this conference, for the first time, I'm implementing the Rising Star panel discussion. So I've reached out to three teenagers that I know are focused, unstoppable, intentional. They are amazing in the York County area. And I have one of my presenters, Jamil Alexander, he's also going to be the moderator for this segment. So it's the Rising Star panel discussion, and we are going to love and highlight these three extraordinary teens that, because I need, this conference is appropriate for 12 to adults.
Mm.
So, and men and women. So I'm like, Bring the family. It's
Yeah,
appropriate
yeah,
for
yeah.
12 and up. If you got a mature or 11-year-old, then it's okay.
Hmm.
We don't talk anything political or downing. It's very inviting, loving atmosphere. We're going to love on God because that's what we do. You cannot share your testimony without showing what God has done for you.
Yeah.
But we really want our young boys and girls to be so immersed in an atmosphere of unstoppable you mindsets and resources. So, yes, for the first time, I'm incorporating something new into this conference as well.
Oh my God, what how amazing is that? And I'm just gonna say, like, even though you may not be a part of the transformation, you may not be part of the when you come into this environment, first of all, it's full. It's a full space. There is men, women, children there. And everyone is loving. It's a positive environment. And Jennifer comes with mega energy. I mean, she puts me to rest. Mega, mega, mega energy. She is coming with mega energy. She is coming with a powerful voice for the unspoken. And she's bringing awareness and she celebrates her people. And you don't want to miss this. This is November 5th. It's from 10 to 3:30, 10 a.m. to 3:30. It's in York, PA. And we're going to throw up the flyer again. And also, the doors open at 9, York Jewish Community Center. And I think it's 2000 Hollywood Drive in York, PA. You want to get your tickets. I'm going to make sure before we close out, you have the link for the tickets in the comment section so that you're able to register. Jennifer, share this video over and over and over again because we covered some basic stuff. So we're
Yes,
talking about human trafficking, and Jennifer hit on the fact that human trafficking is also labor trafficking. So some of the people that you're seeing in the hotels, she's mentioned the diners or the restaurants, anywhere in the hospitality industry, you may be seeing someone who's being trafficked. And I say to the organizations and the companies that have these folks in there, you want to be concerned about them as well because how they show up on the job mentally, emotionally, and physically is a direct impact on your organization's overall performance. So you want to love on your people, and you want to recognize. You want to get involved too. You want to recognize organizations, companies are citizens, aren't they? They're citizens. They are citizens.
that's right.
They are citizens. So you have a responsibility to make sure that you are looking at the well-being mentally,
Yes,
physically, and how they are showing up to the company, and representing you. And so not only do us regular folks need to be on the lookout, companies, organizations, you got to look at this and say, hey, you want your people to show up well. Make sure that you see your employees, see them, see them, see them, see them. And so
yes,
sis, I love it because that's what we're called to do. We're called to speak out for the people, and to be our brother and our sister's keeper, and to with all that we can and the resources that we have is to help them to be free. To be free and to see them. And I know that they are thanking you. I know that they are thanking you, because this is a sacrifice. And there's not too many, you look around and there's not too many people who are willing to sacrifice, like Martin Luther King did back in the day. We don't
right.
have those leaders. And so when we come to show up, it's like we're showing up on our little scale, right? To hopefully make
Yes,
a huge impact, to get people to realize their own worth. When you realize your own worth, you can help those who are trying to help you. When you value yourself, you can help those who want to help you. And so that's so very important. So any closing remarks?
I just truly am grateful for your platform, for your heart, for your love, for you just being an inspiration to me, sis. And I look forward to giving you the biggest hug on
Ah,
November
yes,
5th. Yes,
because I
yes,
will
yes,
be
yes,
in the
yes.
house.
Yes,
I will
and
be
it's going
there.
to be wonderful. And I just thank you for this opportunity to share what God has called me to. Um, and I just want people, if you can't make November 5th, Unstoppable You Ministries is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. If it comes across your heart to give or support in any type of way, or just share the nuggets that you received today from this broadcast, then it was just truly worth it. But be a part of the solution, not the problem,
Yep.
and share the seeds that were planted in you today.
Yes, yes, yes. This is an amazing opportunity for us to really want to become knowledgeable. So at the Unstoppable You Ministry, it's not just about bringing awareness. It's also about equipping you, educating you, empowering you, and you can. I'm pretty sure Jennifer needs help. She needs other states that she wants to be in. So reach out to her if you feel like your state, your city is somewhere that you would want the Unstoppable You Ministries to come and visit and make an impact. If you want to find out stats on your state, your city, of what's going on in human trafficking and how you can make a difference in your community, reach out. She's been doing this for
Right.
quite a long time. She says 25 conferences in 9 years. That's major, major, major impact, people. And then that's a wealth of knowledge, wisdom, revelation, and understanding on how to get this done and how to work in this area of advocacy. So make sure that you reach out to my girl, Jennifer Foxworthy, who is in the house. And we just want to say thank you so much. I will be in the house November 5th. You can count on it. I am so looking forward to it. I'm just overjoyed, been overjoyed for the last few months, telling you that I was coming, and now it is here. And so, love you, sis. We are going to say
I
till
love
the next
you.
time. We'll be coming back live next week. So, if you missed anything and you want to hear something different, because we're going to hit on a different area of this,
Right.
then by all means chime in. We want to hear your comments. I see some of you in Facebook making comments. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your, we want to engage. We want to impact. And if there's something that you want to know, let us know so we can make sure that my sister Foxworthy is able to, if she can't answer it right then and there, she'll get back to you. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen,
Absolutely.
we love you. Take center stage and own it. This is your life, and you are worth the fight. We love you, and we're out.